everyone, Ana here from Cat Realty. I am doing the live from Aveiro because I was doing a tour here today and it just seemed nice. Look, I'm going to show you around the location I'm in because it's quite nice. It's one of the park areas here in Aveiro. You can't see that much because it's super sunny, but you have some ducks over there and some nice Muliceiro boats. They come over every now and then, and it's a really nice residential area here. I'm probably going to buy a house in Aveiro, an apartment actually, somewhere around this area, because it's just lovely and close to everything. So today we are going to talk a bit about relocation, and we are going to talk with Diana, and Diana is one of my consultants and she has moved to Australia and back. Let's see if this works. Anyway, there's two of us.
Hey.
Hello, Diana. So yeah, we will be obviously talking in English so that everyone understands, but we are both Portuguese ladies. Diana is in Caldas, and as I said, I'm in Aveiro right now, and I just lost my sunlight. So tell us a bit how you ended up in Australia. How did you make that decision to go to the whole other side of the world?
Well, first of all, hi Anna, hi everyone. Thank you for having me here. Well, I was going to explain that it was the year of 2012, and Portugal was going through a huge economic crisis at that time. So I used to work in a construction construction area. We worked in the motorways of Portugal. Me and my husband, we were both fired from this company. So it was quite hard at the beginning, but then we took it as an opportunity to see if we could get our chance of living in another country and maybe find our luck there.
And why Australia? Why the whole other side of the world?
Well, Australia was always a first option because we always dreamed of going there and get to know the country, and we thought it would suit our expectations because we are both surfers and we love contact with nature. So we thought that was a must-have for our decision.
And how did you investigate the things about Australia? How to move there, and the areas to live in, and all of those things?
Yeah, as soon as we decided to go there, we started looking for some information on the internet, especially the YouTube was our main source of the information. We searched for videos of the local residents that lived there and actually went through the process of relocation to get to know a bit more about the area and how we would feel there if it was according to our expectations. And that was mainly our first search. Some point we felt the need of having assistance, so we hired a company specialized in relocation to Australia, and we had someone helping us through the process, more in a bureaucratic perspective, like helping us with the visa and with the documentation, with our flights, with our school registration, because we realized that the visa that would suit us the best would be the student visa. So we had to have a school registration for that, and that would allow us to work as well. So in a part-time, only for 20 hours per week, but still it was enough for us to find some stability once we're there.
And if you didn't hire a company like that, how much harder would you think you would have done the move? You would think you have been confident enough to do that on your own?
I don't think so. I think it would be much harder, yeah, for sure. Having someone helping us, especially someone that lived there for several years, he guided us through all the system, what we needed to do to open a bank account, and like what to do with taxes, the best schools to go there. So the process was much easier and smooth for us to go and for our relocation, for sure.
And what were the hardest things that you noticed when you were first arrived? How was your first impression when you first arrived?
Well, at the beginning it was quite hard because when we got there, we realized that the house that we rented was a bit expensive for us, so we had to start looking for other options that wouldn't take away our money in an instance. And we ended up by sharing a house with other people that live there already in Australia. And that was something that I wasn't expecting, because we went there as a couple, as you know, and sharing a house. I wasn't willing to do that at the beginning, but then it was okay.
And that is something that was the common practice there.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. It's a very touristic city there. They have lots of foreigner students there as well. So people are used to have that kind of lifestyle, for sure.
And you also mentioned to me before that things were very different to what you were used to here. What were the biggest culture clashes for you?
For me, the biggest, the hardest difficulty that I found was the communication between ourselves and the family in Portugal, because we were used in Portugal to have internet everywhere, and Wi-Fi connection, very good Wi-Fi connection. And in Australia, I'm not sure how it is at the moment, but at the time it was quite expensive to have internet service in your house. And we only had our mobile phones with internet, that would be gone in an instance. So one of the things that we had to do was to go to the coffee shops and order something like a coffee or something to eat, to have a 30 minutes code to use the internet from the coffee.
Yeah, that is completely unthinkable here. People would revolt.
For sure, yeah. In Portugal, we're used to having internet everywhere, even in public areas. So that was quite a huge reality clash for me, especially because I wasn't. I never was so far away from my family for so long, and the communication was very hard, and the time zone with 9 to 10 difference hours, it was almost impossible to conciliate a good hour for us to speak with our family in Portugal.
It's like you decided to go to the other side of the world. That's what happened.
Yeah, I know.
So, regarding the communities and so on, did you find it was easy to integrate, or do you have had a lot of difficulties meeting people there?
No, I thought about, well, the acceptance in the community was quite easy because I found the Australian people very much like the Portuguese. They're very nice and they always go and talk to you, ask you how you're going, what do you do. Uh, they 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 have that will of connecting to people. They like to make friendships. So I never felt like that I wasn't accepted in the community. It was that part was easy for me. Yeah.
And what are the things that you noticed more from the different from Portugal? I asked that before, but more from a residential perspective, from living there. What also led you to come back?
Well, I came back because I found out that I was pregnant, so that was a huge decision for us. Uh, but I think that the main differences. Let me see. Well, it was, as I said, it was a very touristic city. So they were used to having foreigners living in there and working everywhere. So I never really felt like that was a difficult situation for me to adapt. The food was an issue, yeah, actually, because we're used in Portugal to have really good food. In Australia, they have good food as well, but I missed a lot of Portuguese foods for sure.
So that's what was one of the big culture clashes: food.
Oh, okay. Once I got
for all Portuguese people, which is the food is too good here.
yeah. But the coffee was really good there, so
That's a plus.
that was a plus.
That's a plus for most people. So